for the Roman Catholics, the sufficient reason to believe any doctrine is basically because the church said so. So that if the church says believe this and they mean it as a dogmatic statement, that's sufficient reason to believe it. And so it's essentially based upon the church's authority. And so you don't have to be convinced of it by reasoning. Don't have to be convinced of it through scripture. It's simply stated. It's backed by authority, and therefore you believe it. So I mean, this is one reason why they would say the Roman Church is tyrannical, and the sort of worst tyrannies, because if we want to say that the conscience is a sacred thing, that it's one of the most, it's a, I don't know if you can say the most, I haven't thought of that before, but you could say it's among the highest of the sacred things of man. And then for an earthly authority, according to Protestant conclusions, to then say you must believe this by our own authority is actually a violation of the sacredness of the conscience. And many would say the very nature of conscience itself. But under the Protestant, because they don't recognize the church as having that sort of authority, that means there really is no authority on earth in terms of human institution, or you say divine institution of the church, but whatever, there's no institution that can say, believe this, and if you don't believe this, you're outside the faith, by their own authority. So the Protestants came to emphasize persuasion. So this is why they preached word. This is one reason why they taught literacy, that you'd have to be convinced in your own mind of a doctrine faith itself would be something, or the gospel itself is something you have to be convinced of. And so it wasn't even mere assent of what the church says. It was you actually had to exercise not only knowledge and assent but also faith.